Hola, bienvenidos. My name is Abelardo de la Peña Jr., Director of Marketing and Communications with La Plaza de Cultura y Artes. And something is going on. Here I am. Hola, bienvenidos. My name is Abelardo de la Peña Jr. We are live. This is a special En Casa con En Familia con La Plaza. It's our 10th anniversary. We opened our doors to the public on April 15th, 2011. A vital part of our history, art, and culture, besides the art and history and culture that we have in our galleries, education has played a vital part of our history. Our popular family days have been a fixture at La Plaza, and thousands have enjoyed the workshops, performances, food, and community of our 5 annual Sunday afternoon events. Last year, however, 2020, we stayed safe at home, bringing to you virtual programs with online exhibitions, virtual programs including En Casa con La Plaza, and of course, En Familia con La Plaza, an interactive family virtual series which explores different themes each month through hands-on art, literacy, gardening, and culinary arts events, workshops. These pre-recorded sessions are all available on our YouTube page. Being that we're interactive today, if you're on Zoom, please use the chat feature. Let us know where you're viewing from. You could ask questions, make comments. We'll probably save them till the end of each of the segments or at the end of our program today. But before we get started, let me introduce to you our education team. You'll be seeing them throughout the program. So please join us. Gina Alicia, Director of Education. Armando Rodriguez, Manager of Culinary Arts Program. Erika Garcia, Education Manager. And Liz Gama, Education Assistant. All right. And mute yourselves, each of you, and just say a brief hello to our viewers today that have joined us.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Thank you for joining us today.
Buenos días.
Morning.
All right. Well, buenos días a todos. It's good to have you all here today for the first ever live En Familia con La Plaza, celebrating our 10-year anniversary. And to get it started, we'll see you all later. You can go ahead and go away for a little while. I'm going to start with a little photo montage of our programs here at La Plaza, En Casa, En Familia con La Plaza. Here goes. Enjoy. Wrong one. Here goes. Let me start. Excuse me, please. Little technical problem. My share screen doesn't seem to be working. Gina, Alicia, Erica, Liz, and Armando, if you can, I think you have already done it. Now I'm gonna start all over again with this sharing the screen and showing our photo montage. No, it didn't seem to work. All of you out there, on my screen, I just see Liz Gama. Let me know, please, if you can see me. Okay. I'm looking at the chat. Excuse us for this, these little slip-ups here, but we're doing what we can here to make it happen. But without further ado, let me bring up to you Gina Alicia Lopez Ramos, our Director of Education. Please join us, Gina Alicia.
Buenos días, everyone. My name is Gina Alicia Lopez Ramos. I am the Director of Education at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes. I'd like to start off today by first thanking Abelardo for being our master of ceremonies throughout today's session. As you can see, it's not an easy task that he has on his hands, being on the back end troubleshooting through everything. Throughout today's session, Abelardo will share with us some past Family Day performances and photographs celebrating many of the fun festivities at La Plaza throughout the years. Today, we are celebrating a very special milestone. La Plaza turns 10 years old, and what better way to celebrate a birthday than with a special event just for you. Our Zoom session today will include 3 hands-on workshops for you and your familia at home. Throughout our session, you will meet our education department team members, including Armando Rodriguez, Erica Garcia, Mireya Arizmendi de Haddad, and Elizabeth Gama. Together, we will celebrate the beauty of Los Angeles, the area that La Plaza calls home, and the stories of your own communities. Our session today will include a celebration of LA's street food scene with the Fruta Picada workshop, a look at LA's native flora and fauna with the Garden Journal activity, and an exploration of all the people and places that make up your own neighborhoods with an art workshop that will have you paint a special place in your community. We also have a very special read-along with the Honorable Gloria Molina, retired LA County Board Supervisor and one of La Plaza's founding board members. She will read for us Mi Papi Tiene Una Moto, My Papi Has a Motorcycle, written by Isabel Quintero and illustrated by Zeke Peña. This book will take you through a cruise through all the important places in one neighborhood, from the local panaderia to the raspado vendor. And as we listen to the story together, think of all the places that make your neighborhood special and the stories and history of your community. Now, are you ready? Do you have your supplies and materials ready for today? Check out our website to download an activity guide and supply list for each workshop activity. Try today's activities alongside with us, or watch along today and try them later with your family. Don't forget to share what you made with us on social media. Now let's get this celebration started. And what better way to start a fiesta than with food? Armando Rodriguez, our manager of the Culinary Arts program, will guide us through a Fruta Picada recipe.
Thank you, Gina. Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to a live En Familia con La Plaza workshop. My name is Armando Rodriguez, manager of the Culinary Arts program at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes, and thank you for joining us. Now, April is a special month for La Plaza, and this year we celebrate our 10-year anniversary by highlighting the history and splendor of our city, Los Angeles. And for today's recipe, we're going to be preparing one of Los Angeles' favorite street food, Fruta Picada. We'll learn how this healthy snack is sold throughout numerous communities in Los Angeles and how street vendors provide a taste of Latin America through fruits, foods, and beverages. Now, this is a great recipe to prepare at home, but it is also a great snack to purchase from street vendors to support our communities. So let's get our taste buds ready and join me in preparing a healthy snack that has a squeeze of lime and a sprinkle of chili powder that will bring us great joy. Now, before we begin, please note an adult will need to help you with this recipe. Children can participate by helping with certain steps, but difficult steps do need to be completed by an adult. So please practice kitchen safety, okay? Also, feel free to share your questions or comments in the Zoom or Facebook chat comment section, and we'll get to them after the workshop, okay? All right, please make sure to have the following ingredients. All right, here are the kitchen utensils you are going to need. Okay, you're going to need a cutting board. You're also going to need a knife. For the little ones, you can use a plastic knife or a child-friendly knife, totally fine, but do not let them use a real knife. You're also going to need 10-ounce cups or medium cups, and you're also going to need a vegetable peeler. Okay? So here are the ingredients that we're going to need for today. Ingredients. You are going to need mangoes. You're also going to need cucumbers, watermelon, jicama, limes, chili powder, and you're also going to need salt. And you're also going to need mint. One small bunch is pretty good. All right, great. Well, now that we have all of our kitchen utensils and ingredients, remember, don't forget to wash your hands before preparing today's recipe. Also, don't forget, if something drops on the floor, don't pick it up, and try using clean utensils when possible, okay? So right now, take a moment, check your area, make sure it's clean and ready to go. Now, Los Angeles is home to thousands of street vendors who offer amazing foods, snacks, and beverages. And this gives us a glimpse of delicious eats from Latin America. Now, many communities, neighborhood parks, and busy street intersections are central locations to find delicacies such as esquites, Mexican street corn, aguas frescas, tamales, y champurrado, just to name a few. Now, there is, however, one street food that highly stands out and is typically found under the large rainbow-colored umbrellas of mobile carts throughout Los Angeles. The street food we're talking about is Fruta Picada, chopped fruit. It's a highly sought-out snack with varieties of fruit that offers sweet and tangy and spicy flavors. It's also a refreshing and hydrating snack that can be enjoyed during the hot summer Southern California days. And the wonderful thing about Fruta Picada is how street vendors provide us with a glimpse of tasty ingredients commonly used in Latin America. Ingredients such as mango, jicama, watermelon, pineapple, lime, chili spices, and the popular pickled fruit sauce known as chamoy. All of these offer us a taste of Latin American cuisine, customs, and traditions. In addition to offering beautiful cultures through food, street vendors also become an important staple in many communities considered food deserts by offering fresh fruits, affordable foods, and nostalgic flavors from home countries. Now, during our workshop, there's one question I want you to think about, okay? Here's the question. Los Angeles is home to hundreds of food vendors that sell some amazing food and snacks in our community. Explain why local food vendors are important for our cities and our communities. So I want you to think about that and feel free to share your thoughts in the chat or comment section, and we'll discuss briefly after the workshop, okay? Great, now let's prepare our recipe. So get ready, get all your materials ready. All right. Now, friendly reminder, remember some of today's steps will need to be done by an adult. Now, children, you can help with some of the basic steps, but leave the complicated steps to grown-up. Also, for the sake of time, my preparation will be quick, but if you miss anything or need to rewind, this virtual workshop will be recorded and posted for future viewing. Also, little ones, try using your 5 senses. Remember, we're going to be tasting, we're going to be smelling, observing, listening, and touching. So remember, your 5 senses are also very, very important. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's begin with our first ingredient. Number 1, mango. Now, what you're going to do with the mango is you're going to have an adult help you cut the mango into halves, okay? Now, don't forget to peel the halves and carefully cut them into thick spears, okay? Once you cut them into thick spears, we're gonna have these ready so that we can put these into our cups, okay? So that is mango. You're gonna have them all cut up and speared. Number 2, cucumber. Now, with the cucumber, what you wanna do is you wanna carefully peel the cucumber, okay? And you're going to trim the ends of the cucumber after everything is peeled. And then you're going to cut the cucumber into halves. So you're going to take the cucumber them into 2 halves. And then you're going to take the cucumber, you're going to cut it right down the middle. And once you're ready, go ahead and start cutting them into spears. There we go. So don't forget, place a flat side of the cucumber on the cutting board and begin cutting them into spears. And then repeat the same steps with the other halves, okay? So remember, we want to get them into spears. All right, next, watermelon. Now, be very careful. Ask an adult to help you cut the watermelon into a large slice or slices, okay? Watermelon. Now, carefully peel the thick skin. Carefully make sure to cut off the rind and save it for composting. Composting is very important, so make sure that you carefully cut off the rind. Don't throw it away. I would recommend taking it to compost. Now, when you are done with the rind, carefully cut the rind into spears, okay? So start cutting them into sticks. And I would totally recommend, don't wait till the end to taste things, try them now. You're done with your spears. Go ahead and take them. Don't forget to put them into the spears. This will go into our cup, okay? That is the watermelon. All right, next, jicama. Now be very careful. This step will need to be done by an adult, so carefully, be very careful with the jicama, okay? What you're gonna do is you are going to take the jicama and you're gonna carefully peel the thick skin with a vegetable peeler or a knife, okay? So remember, trim the top off and the bottom of the jicama. And when you're ready, what you're going to do is you're going to place it flat side on your cutting board and then begin cutting them into spears as well. Okay, so be very careful. The jicama is very tough, but it provides you with sweet flavors. Very tasty. Okay, so be very careful cutting your jicama. Okay. And then when you're ready, you can cut them smaller if you want. It's up to you. Just like that, okay? So jicama is ready to go. All right, next, with your limes, go ahead and bring out your limes. And what we're gonna do with our limes is we're gonna cut the lime in half and we're gonna cut them into quarters to get 4 wedges. Now we're gonna use a lime to garnish our fruit. And there's a key word right there, garnish. Garnish means where we decorate or add flavor, additional flavor, okay? So you are going to take your lime and carefully, very carefully cut it in half and cut it into 4ths. Okay, so go ahead and put that off to the side and you're ready with your lime. And then next, we are going to be using one of my favorite herbs ingredients is mint. We're going to be using mint once again to garnish, decoration, to make our fruta picada smell and taste and look very, very yummy, okay? So here we have our mint. Now, there are several ways in which you can garnish your fruit, okay? An adult can help you chop the mint or sprinkle on top of your fruit. Now, this will bring out strong aromas when the oil blends with the juice from the lime. And then you can also remove the mint leaves to decorate your fruit cup. Okay, so you can go ahead and remove it, and recommendation, you can also chop it up. Okay. All right, wonderful. All right, now to assemble everything, you are going to take your cup. Okay, and then you're going to take your cup and you're going to start putting in your mango. Delicious mango into the cup. Okay, and I would recommend for a 10-ounce cup, maybe 2 or 3 spears is perfectly fine. Okay, you're also going to start putting in your other ingredients, such as your jicama and your watermelon. Okay. Don't forget about your cucumber. Okay, And then you're going to repeat this step with all of your cups until you don't have any fruit left over, okay? And then when you have all of your cups ready to go, you are going to take the lime, okay? And you're going to squeeze the lime on top. Nice, generous squeeze. Okay. And when you're done with the lime, you're going to take some chili powder. Take a little bit of chili powder and go ahead and sprinkle some on top as well. And then go ahead and take your salt and sprinkle a nice pinch or two on top as well to bring out those flavors. Okay, and then don't forget to garnish your fruit with mint by either decorating it really nice with a sprig, or you can chop it up and you can kind of sprinkle on top as well. And last but not least, don't forget, it's up to you if you want to add a little more lime juice. Okay. And you are ready. So there you have it. This is a great recipe to stay hydrated and a great snack for those long, hot summer days. Now, feel free to use other types of fruits in your Fruta Picada, and don't forget to add plenty of lime juice and chili powder. So there you have it. Buen provecho, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Now you are ready to enjoy your Fruta Picada. Go ahead and so. Okay. All right. So now that we know that Los Angeles street vendors give us a glimpse into Latin American foods, don't forget to support your local street vendors. The pandemic has affected everyone in Southern California, and a lot of Los Angeles street vendors have been hit the hardest. So show your support by acknowledging their hard work and purchasing some of their amazing foods and beverages, okay? All right, don't forget, it is time to clean up. It's important to make sure that we clean up our areas and properly store any food that we don't use. If you have any food scraps, again, consider composting them instead of throwing them away in the garbage, okay? Now, after storing all of your food in the refrigerator, double check your prep area to see if you left it nice and clean. Okay? And never forget the importance of making sure that your prep areas are clean and your hands are washed. Okay? All right, well, we've reached the end of our workshop. Stay connected. Don't forget to share pictures of your Fruta Picada using the hashtag En Familia con la Plaza and hashtag La Plaza LA. And on behalf of La Plaza and the Edible Teaching Garden and Culinary Arts Program team members, we want to thank you for joining us, and hopefully you enjoyed that. So let's use this moment for a quick Q&A or to share some thoughts on today's essential question. Abelardo?
Well, thank you so much for your fabulous presentation, demonstration there, Armando. It has been, I mean, this is really luscious looking, very healthful. I can't wait to try one of my own and take this recipe to my family. We have no questions here, but we do have some people tuning in. We have Diana Encarnacion. Thank you, Armando. We have, and she also says this looks super yummy, which I totally agree. Mireya Arizmendi, good job, Mr. Armando. Everything looks so good. And we have here again from Diana, I feel that food vendors are essential and help to bring the community together. The Hispanic food vendor has established the headway, just like it did with the food trucks, for this wonderful choice of nourishment. And I always love to see the rainbow umbrella and cart, because I know if I want a healthy snack while doing errands, it's guaranteed. But unfortunately, they are being attacked, robbed. We need better laws and permits to protect them so we can overcome this hurdle. And she adds, hashtag support street vendors and hashtag si se puede. What are your thoughts on that, Armando?
I totally agree. One way is by, once again, showing support. Another way is by acknowledging that they are present, that they are hardworking individuals who are here for a better opportunity, you know. But more importantly, you know, like I mentioned, they give us a glimpse into Latin American foods, fruits and vegetables, and just a lot of great food. And Los Angeles is really well known for bringing out food, not only from Latin America, but from other cultures as well. And it's accessible in our community. So yes, indeed, show support to our street vendors and those who are trying to make a living in Los Angeles.
Well, thank you so much. Okay, if you could stop video and mute, and I'm gonna come back on real briefly to bring on our first performer of the day. This is a flashback performance by Ballet Folclórico y Arriba Mexico. This was taken on Dia de los Niños Family Day, April 29th, 2019. This group was founded in the year 2000 by director Delia Hanlon with their mission to discover the beauty of Mexican culture through dance. This mission has stayed true throughout the years and has been shown through the beautiful dances that their dancers, young and old, perform. The family of Y Arriba Mexico treat each other with respect. They ask you to join their team. Everyone of all ages and skills are welcomed. And I'll drop in their Facebook page on both the chat and in the comment section on Facebook. But for now, let's check out this first performance by Y Arriba Mexico. Please enjoy. All right. Well, thank you so much. That was Mariachi Y Arriba Ballet Folclórico Y Arriba Mexico performing Evangelina, a polka from Nuevo León. I mean, we miss the Ballet Folclóricos so much here at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes, entertaining us and sharing their culture. These young ladies are learning the traditional dances, not only of states like Nuevo León, but Veracruz, Oaxaca, Jalisco, and so many more. And that's what you could find here at when we reopen for our family days. So with that, let me go ahead. Let's continue with our next presenter. Come on up, Erika Garcia, Education Manager.
Thank you, Abelardo. I definitely missed the Flocorico as well. Really hit it in the heart today. Hello all, thank you all for joining us. My name is Erica. I'm the Education Manager at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes. And I'd like to start off by thanking you all for joining us today on La Plaza's 10th birthday. I hope you're excited just as we are to continue the celebrations the rest of the morning. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started with our next workshop. Following is a hands-on garden workshop facilitated by Mireya Arizmendi de Hadal, who is our education manager of the edible teaching garden we have on site. Although she was not able to join us to host a live session, she was able to prepare a pre-recorded video to guide us through a step-by-step creation of a garden journal where you'll be able to document the local leaves and flowers of your community. I hope you're ready with all your materials, and if you haven't grabbed them just yet, please gather them while I cue up the video. Alrighty, I hope you're ready. Here we go.
Bienvenidos and familia con La Plaza. Thank you for joining us for another garden workshop. My name is Mireya Arizmendi. I'm the education manager for the Edible Teaching Garden and Culinary Arts programs here at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes. Today, we are celebrating La Plaza's 10-year anniversary. To celebrate, we will learn about the importance of urban gardens such as La Plaza's Fruit Garden within the city of Los Angeles. During the workshop, we're also going to learn about LA's ecosystem by exploring native flora and fauna through time. And at the end, we're going to create a garden journal using natural materials found in urban gardens to document your community's ecosystem. Before we begin, let's go over the materials that we are going to need today. Don't worry if you don't have one of the materials. With your family, think of the alternatives and what's available at home. We're going to need the following: brown paper lunch bags. If you don't have brown paper lunch bags, you can use any available notebook that you might have at home. 3 sheets of lined paper, non-toxic washable markers or color pencils, 1 pencil, 1 glue stick, a pair of children's scissors, 1 glue stick, Scotch tape, hole puncher, and any available ribbon or yarn. Nature finds, for example, leaves, flowers, seeds, or feathers. Keep in mind to be gentle with nature. Do not pull plants or disturb insects. It is best to collect nature finds that are found on the ground. Now that we have all the materials ready, let's go over a couple of questions before we begin our workshop. Please discuss with the person next to you. The first question is, why are urban gardens important in Los Angeles? Think of the benefits of open spaces in the city. The second question is, what are the benefits of planting California native plants in the city? Think of native pollinators and food gardens. Please continue thinking of these questions as we go through the workshop. We will come back to these questions again at the end of the workshop to review what we learned today. As mentioned earlier, today we're celebrating La Plaza's 10-year anniversary. And to celebrate, we're going to learn about the importance of urban gardens such as La Plaza's food garden within the city. La Plaza's garden was established in 2011, and since it was first opened, over 80,000 visitors and students have visited this hidden gem in the heart of Los Angeles. Urban gardens are powerful places that nurture families and their local environments. They're open textbooks with hands-on learning opportunities for anyone to learn from. Today, more than ever, urban gardens provide an opportunity for people to connect with nature and each other. Before urban gardens came to be, the Tamba nurture, take care of the land, where settlers in the early Pueblo of Los Angeles planted their crops in the fertile, healthy, good soil along the Los Angeles River. LA's native flora and fauna has suffered greatly through time due to urban development. For example, native grasses, the main feature of LA Basin in the past, no longer exist in Los Angeles. Also, many animals no longer roam Los Angeles area, such as the gray wolf and the extinct California grizzly bear. Thanks to Native American knowledge, we are now beginning to understand how to properly take care of LA's ecosystem. The idea is to take care of the land how indigenous people did, by observing and managing natural resources responsibly to prevent modern problems such as loss of native plants and animals in our local community. This means to bring back what has been lost due to urban development. For example, planting more California native plants in urban gardens to attract native pollinators, which help increase food production of fruits and vegetables in our community. Native pollinators also help by ensuring native plant survival, and in turn, these plants provide food and shelter for local wildlife. Pollinators do more than just help plants reproduce. As they feed, they also help countless of organisms survive, including humans. The bottom line, we need to restore our relationships with everything in nature. After all, we're all one big family. Now that you know more about LA's flora and fauna, you can create your own garden journal using natural materials found in urban gardens to document your community's ecosystem and become a citizen scientist. Let's get started. We're going to do this step by step. Please follow my lead. With your bags unopened, begin by folding your brown bags horizontally in half. Fold each bag individually. Next, stack them to make your garden journal. Make sure all the bags are arranged neatly. Third, make holes on the side to secure everything down. Using your hole puncher, make 3 holes evenly spaced. Then, cut 3 pieces of yarn about 5 inches in length and tie everything to keep it in place. Take the lined sheets of paper, fold each paper in half twice. Using your scissors, cut along the lines. You should have 12 pieces of lined paper. Now let's put everything together. Glue one lined paper on the front and back of the first page of your garden journal. Then glue one on the front of each subsequent page. Glue the last paper on the back of the last page. Next, personalize your garden journal. Using your markers or color pencils, write down garden journal on the front page. Get creative and draw nature images. Lastly, document all your nature finds. Glue or tape your flowers, seeds, or feathers on the back of each page of your garden journal. Use the lined pages to write the date and a brief description of what you found in nature. To identify your finds, try using apps such as iNaturalist or SM Wildflowers. And you're done. Now it's time for review. Let's go over the questions that I asked you earlier. Please share and compare with the person next to you. The first question was, why are urban gardens important in Los Angeles? Because they help nurture our families and local environments. They also provide hands-on learning opportunities for everyone to learn from and an opportunity to connect with nature and each other. The second question was, what are the benefits of planting California native plants in the city? That's simple. Planting native plants in the city provides food and shelter for local wildlife. They also help attract native pollinators, which help increase food production of fruits and vegetables in our community. We're almost done with our workshop, but first we need to talk about the importance of washing your hands to avoid getting sick. Remember, do not forget to protect yourself and others. Always use soap and warm running water for 20 seconds. And don't forget to turn off the faucet with a paper towel. Now that you know about LA's ecosystem and the importance of urban gardens in the city, you can continue documenting your observations and contribute to science by sharing your information with others using nature apps like iNaturalist or SM Wildflowers. Don't forget to follow us on social media and share the pictures of your garden journal. Tag La Plaza using the hashtag En Familia con La Plaza and La Plaza LA. Please share with others what you learned today. On behalf of La Plaza and the Edible Teaching Garden and Culinary Arts team, we would like to thank you for joining us today to celebrate La Plaza's 10-year anniversary. Hasta la próxima y gracias por acompañarnos.
Awesome. Thank you, Miss Mireya. Although she's not here with us, you're more than welcome to still leave questions in the chat that we can hopefully answer later on and share in either the description or the comment section of the YouTube channel where this will be documented on. I'm going to throw it back to Abelardo for another beautiful video montage. Take it from here.
All right, thank you so much, Erika and Mireya. Yes, I was here for a little while, just a few days ago when you taped the demonstration here at La Plaza. It's great to have people slowly coming back to La Plaza, even for short little projects like that. And soon we'll hopefully we'll be able to do these workshops live. But for now, as Erika said, this workshop will live on our YouTube page, so you could catch up on it, watch it again, and share it with your family and friends. Okay, with that, on to our next musical performance. We have a flashback performance by Las Colibrí, which was taped last Fiestas Patrias, Family Day, September 15th, 2019. Las Colibrí, or the Hummingbirds, have a passion for music, beauty, and girl power. These women are flying into new territory as one of the most unique ensembles of its genre by returning to the all-string instrumentation of the early 20th century mariachi traditions. Let me see. They're going to be playing Leña de Pirul, which was written by Tomás Méndez, a famous singer and composer. It was performed and recorded by the one and only Lola Beltrán. It returned to entertain a new generation when it was recorded by Banda Macho. So here we go with Leña de Pirul, Las Colibrí at our last Las Fiestas Patrias Family Day back in September 15th, 2019. So please enjoy.
Siempre que me hablan de ti es para hacerme llorar. Siempre que me hablan de ti es para darme la queja que te ha ido muy mal. Con lágrimas que al vertir solo te van a engañar. Oye, en fracaso, mencionas mi nombre y eso me hace llorar. ¿Cuánto quieres?
Sí, señor, indeed. That was beautiful. What passion, what emotion. That was Las Colibrí with Leña de Pirul. Okay, now we're going to come up with another workshop, a presentation by Liz Gama, our Education assistant, please come on up. Liz, join us.
Hola, that was a beautiful performance. Hola, everyone at home, and thank you for joining us today. My name, like Abelardo mentioned, is Liz Gama, and I am the Education Assistant at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes. Today, I'm going to take you through a workshop activity that will encourage you to think about all the special places in your community. But before we do that, we are going to listen to a read-along with the Honorable Gloria Molina, founding board member of La Plaza de Cultura y Artes. In 1982, Gloria Molina was the first Latina elected to the state legislature. She would go on to also be the first Latina elected to the Los Angeles City Council and to the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, where her tenure would span over 20 years. Today, she will read for you the book titled My Puppy Has a Motorcycle by author Isabel Quintero. Hang on tight for a special ride. Here is Gloria Molina.
Hello, I'm Gloria Molina, and I'm happy to celebrate our 10th anniversary of La Plaza de Cultura y Artes by reading this wonderful book written by Isabel Quintero, a Californian, and illustrated by Zeke Peña. I hope you enjoy it. So let's get started. Of course, the book is entitled My Puppy Has a Motorcycle. My puppy has a motorcycle. From him, I've learned words like carburetor and cariño, drill and dedication. When I hear his gray truck pulling into our driveway, I run outside with both of our helmets. My puppy, the carpenter, is covered in sawdust and smells a hard day at work. His hands are rough from building homes every day. His job since he first arrived in this country. But even though he comes home tired, he always has time for me. When our city is winding down, he takes me for a ride. Today, he's going to show me the new houses he's working on. Papi is careful with my ponytail as he pulls my helmet tight. When he lifts me onto the smooth black seat, his hands don't feel rough, they don't feel tired, they feel like all the love he has troubled, saying, Lista, see? Papi revs the engine, and the smell of gasoline hits me as he squeezes the accelerator. Mama yells, con cuidado, be careful. The motor rumbles and growls. Agárrate, hold on, and then we take off. The shiny blue metal of the motorcycle glows in the sun. The sun, the bright orange sun, is on its way down, turning our sky blue and purple and gold. We become a spectacular celestial thing soaring on asphalt, a comet. A sawdust falling from Papi's hair and clothes becomes a tail following us. Papi zigzags through the streets. We pass Abuelita's church and Torteria La Estrella and stop for stray cats crossing in front of us. Mommy thinks there's too many of them, but I think there's just enough. We pass Joy's Market, where Mommy buys my gummy bears. Mr. Garcia, our librarian, is walking out the door and nods at us. We nod back. This is how we always greet each other. We roar past the murals that tell our history of citrus groves and the immigrants who worked them, and the famous road race that took place on Grand Boulevard 100 years ago. Now I know we're stopping at Don Rudy's Raspadas. But as we near the shop, we see that it's empty and out of business. I can tell Papi is disappointed. Imagine the smell of the sweet syrups Don Rudy used to flavor our shaved ice. I won't be the only one who misses him. As we ride on, I feel and hear everyone and everything we pass by. Each sound landing in my ears rebuilds whole neighborhoods inside me. No matter how far I go from this place or how much it changes, the city will always be with me. We cruised by Abuelito and Abuelita's old house, the one with the lemon tree that grew from the seeds of the lemons Abuelito used to pick not far from here. Mommy says we're going to visit them tomorrow to cut nopales from the garden and eat her albóndigas in Abuelita's kitchen, where the food always tastes better. So Grandma and Grandpa say, mija. They say, adios, mi reina, adios. We turn the corner, and then the dogs behind the fences go wild. Frankie, the Lopez's Labradoodle, escapes from her yard and runs after us. Mercedes Lopez, the faster runner in our class, races after them. And then as fast as the dogs barking and Mercedes and Frankie become a soft hush in the distance. We ride toward the new homes, replacing the last of the citrus groves. The painters, drywallers, and floor layers all greet us, but we can barely hear their words amid the sounds of hammers and air compressors. Even in all that noise, my papi's voice touches everything. This is my favorite part. On Grand Boulevard, we lean into the curb of the street. I make believe that we're one of the racers that took place here long ago. It's our last lap, and we have to win. The crowd cheer us on. I feel Papi's smile as I squeeze my arms tighter around him. We fly around the circle. There's the school where we practice soccer. There's the post office where Mr. Charlie takes our letters. And La Panadera, where Papi buys conchas on Saturday morning. So you see the races, and then she's saying, vamos, Papi, faster, faster. And of course, people are cheering on Daisy. Here it is, all of our beautiful city. My eyes try to catch everything, but the color of houses blend into one another. Red, blue, green, orange, pink. As they ride through all of the houses. We ride until the blue gold from the motorcycle begins to dim, and our comet tail has been left behind on the streets we traveled. We head home, and slowly the engine echoes us back onto our street and then our driveway to our finish line. Mommy and little brother hear the motorcycle and run out to greet us. Mommy waves us in, just like a referee. Papi and I can't stop laughing. We had a good ride. Through the laughter, I hear a similar sound. And then she hears honk honk, raspados. I think about my city and all the changes it's been through and all the changes that will come. And here she is getting a raspada and she says, chicle y fresa, por favor. But I know that here in our little house, there are things that will always stay the same. And that's her father tapping her on the head saying, mañana we fly again.
That was such a beautiful story. A big thank you to Gloria Molina for reading to us today. In the book, My Papi Has a Motorcycle, we met Daisy, who joins her dad for a motorcycle ride around her neighborhood, zooming and zigzagging past their neighborhood cats, local market, and historic murals. At the end of the story, Daisy realized that although cities may go through changes, there are things that will remain the same, like her casita, the love of her family, and the support of her neighbors and community. Community is the heart of any city. As mentioned, La Plaza is turning 10 years old, and this would have not been possible without the support of local communities throughout the years. Thank you. Now, are you ready for a hands-on art activity? I know I am. Before we begin, I want you to take a moment to think about 2 questions. The first one, can you describe a special place in your community that connects with you? And 2, what makes this place so special to you? Since we are live and we are on Zoom, please feel free to share in the chat any of these places that pop to mind, or you can just simply think about them. I'll give you a couple of seconds. All right, keep in mind that this can be any place like your local panaderia, your library, even your school. For today's activity, you will be drawing. For today's art activity, you will be drawing and painting this special place in your community. If you haven't guessed it by now, I will be drawing and painting La Plaza because for me, it is a very special place. La Plaza is a place where people could gather to learn, experience art, music, and even comida. All right, let's begin. For this activity, you will need the following. You're going to need either a piece of cardboard, this can be the inside of a cereal box, or maybe a piece of packaging box, 1 sheet of white paper, any paints or coloring materials you may have at home, like crayons or markers, assorted brushes and sponges if you are going to be using paints, a cup of water, a pencil, an eraser, and liquid glue or glue stick or tape, anything you may have in your house. Please keep in mind that I can either repeat a step or slow down throughout the process since we are live. You can just drop a comment or either a comment and I'll go ahead and slow down. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn on my overhead camera so I can show you each step of the workshop as we move along. So I hope this works. Let's see. All right. I hope it turns on. Am I? Oh no. Okay, let me try it one last time. There seems to be a bit of a technical difficulty with my overhead camera. Can anyone of my colleagues or anybody in the chat go ahead and say if you see anything? I am showing an overhead of my desk. Nothing. Oh no. Okay, let's try one last time. Everything seems to be connected. Okay, let's try again. Maybe a different port. Anybody see anything? I'm going to try one last time. So sorry about that. Maybe if I turn myself off. And then it's still not working, huh? All right, we'll go ahead and continue without the camera. All right, so for your first step, you're going to go ahead and create a rough sketch of this special place in your community by first visualizing it. Now, I want you to, if you feel comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes and think about the characteristics of this place. What are the overall shapes? Are the shapes big or small? And begin to sketch them out. Now, La Plaza, since I'm drawing La Plaza, is located in two big buildings. One is known as the Vickery Brunswick building, and the second is known as the Plaza House. That was built in 1883, and the Vickery Brunswick was built in 1888. Both buildings are composed of rectangular shapes and triangles as well. And I'm going to draw them out quickly, and I'll show the camera once I am done. Make sure you're doing the same at home. So here we go. I have two buildings, one tall and one small. This one being the Vickery Brunswick, this one being the Plaza House or Garnier Block. And these two buildings will represent my buildings of La Plaza. Now, another component of La Plaza is that it has lots of windows. So for time's sake, I have gone ahead and prepared and drawn them out ahead of time. So here we go. Here we have my two buildings, La Plaza's two buildings with lots of windows. All right. Now, for your second step, after you've done your rough sketch, go ahead and ask yourself the following questions. Question number 1, does this place have any special markings? Does it have a sign or a flag? Begin to sketch those. I'm going to sketch those out right now. La Plaza has 2 flag poles, one on top of each building. And it also has a new sign that sits on the side of the tallest of the 2 buildings. I'm going to go ahead and draw that out. I have my 2 flags with the flag poles and my sign. All right. Now let's move on to step number 3. Draw in the surrounding area of where this special place in your community is located. Is it located on a corner or in between other buildings? Is it on a busy street with lots of cars? On a quiet street, maybe near a park? La Plaza is located on Main Street, once known as Calle Principal, and it is a very busy street. It also has a walkway, and I'll go ahead and draw those in now. Go ahead and draw those also on your paper. All right. I have now drawn my walkway and my busy street. All right. Go ahead and add any final touches to your sketches. We are now going to move forward with gluing our drawing or our sketch onto our piece of cardboard. So here I have my sketch and my piece of cardboard that hasn't been glued yet. And I'm going to show you how to glue it because now we're going to get ready to paint it or color it and so forth. All right. I like to use either, if you have glue, go ahead and liquid glue, go ahead and use liquid glue. If you have a glue stick, go ahead and use the glue stick. I'll use both so I can show you how to do it. All right, so one thing I like to do is I like to hold my paper with one side of my hand, and then on the other side, I'll lift it, and with my free hand, I'll add the glue on the side. I'll show you in a minute. So here I hold my paper, and with the other hand, I added my glue, and now I'm going to go ahead and press it down. Press it down on your table to make sure that it's nice and flat. And let's say I don't have liquid glue and all I have is a glue stick. You can do the same, and I'll show you what that looks like. I'm gonna get my glue stick, add it to the other half. Here is my other half. I have added some glue on there. It's invisible. And then you can just rub it down, rub it in, press down, and that will stick your piece of paper to your cardboard and it won't move. This is going to help prevent any warping while you are painting. All right, now we are going to go ahead and begin adding color to our drawing. I'm going to be painting because this is what I have available. I have my assorted colors here on my plate. And anytime that you're going to paint, you want to go ahead and look at your brushes. Are you going to be covering a big area? If you're going to be covering a big area, you might want to use a slightly thicker brush or a smaller, thinner brush if it's a very thin area. So anytime you want to add paint onto your paper, make sure that you add paint carefully onto your brush, and then slowly spread it onto your paper. And I will show you how. Please make sure that you have a cup of water so you can constantly dip the tip of your brush or rinse your brush whenever switching colors. So I'm going to go ahead and see, maybe that's a better angle. All right, I'm going to go ahead and dip the tip of my brush, tap my color. I'm going to be using a red brick color since the Vickery Brunswick is a red brick building. And I'm going to slowly spread it onto my paper. I carefully add the paint and I smooth it out. Make sure that you are doing the same. If you have crayolas or markers at home, go ahead and use those to color in this special place. And I can't wait to hear and read all the special places that you drew for this activity. I'm going to keep spreading on my red brick color onto La Plaza's building. Constantly making sure that if I have windows, I leave them empty because those will be a different color. Whenever you want to use your brush, if you need more control of your brush, you move your fingers up on the brush. If you need less control, you move back. I like a lot of control because I want to know where my color is going. I have gone ahead and painted one of the buildings. And before we proceed, I did want to show something really cool. If you have any kind of sponges or any old sponges in your kitchen, you can cut them into different shapes and use them to stamp different areas on your painting. So let's say that I want to do a blue sky with clouds. I can go ahead and use my sponge. This is a sponge that I have, but you can use any sponge in your home. You can tap it onto blue paint, since I'm going to do a sky. And then you can go ahead and get really, really creative by either stamping or dragging or stamping, which any way that you want. Let's say that I'm going to make a bright blue sky. I get a little bit more paint. I stamp it on. And then using a different kind of paint, let's say that I'm making white clouds, I can go ahead and cut a different shape on my old sponge or anything like that, or purchase one. And it's in a circular shape, and I can use this one to create my clouds. So I'm going to dip it into the white paint. I'm going to tap it, take some off. I think Abelardo said I'm going to paint a desert. A desert garden where cactus have beautiful blooms. That's beautiful, Abelardo. Thank you so much for participating. All right, and so now I'm going to go ahead and make some clouds. I'm going to draw or stamp little circles. I'm making my clouds like that, little clouds. And then you can go ahead and kind of spread them out to make a very cloudy sky. And one last tip, whenever you are drawing, let's say like very fine details, like the edges of windows, you can go ahead and get a thinner brush. And let's say that I'm going to outline my windows. And you go ahead and very slowly go on the edge. And like I said, you want more control, you move up on the brush. And you can go ahead and outline like so. All right, for the sake of time, I have gone ahead and painted something ahead of time. And here are La Plaza's buildings, the Vickery Brunswick, the Garnier Block, and the walkway on a busy street. And I went ahead and painted a very cloudy sky because that used to remind me of when I used to be in the office, and I can't wait to go back. And it should look something like this. Don't forget to go ahead and add your signature. Once you are done, I'm going to add mine because I painted this. So Miss Liz. And you can add any final details like the names of buildings. And right here would go the name of La Plaza. All right. Go ahead and take a moment to appreciate what you've made. You can continue working on this, of course. Now that you learn how to draw and paint something really special in your community, think about what all the other things you can paint and draw now that you've learned these skills. This concludes our activity. I do apologize for the overhead camera not working, but I hope you had as much fun as I did. And now I'm going to throw it back to Abelardo. Thank you so much. Y hasta luego.
Thank you very much, Liz. That was very educational, entertaining, informative. Let's see, we have Andres says he wants to draw his favorite panaderia where he buys his favorite conchas. Armando says, my son is drawing our local park with the playground. And Chispa Hills from Facebook is saying, you are inspiring me to make a project with my students. One of our topics is La Comunidad. This will be great.
I'm so glad. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you so much again. Now to go on to our next performance, flashback performance. This is by Mariachis Lindas Mexicanas from Fiestas Patrias Family Day in September 16th, 2018. Mariachi Lindas Mexicanas are an all-female band based in LA proud to represent women, immigrants, mariachi culture, music, and arts. They've been, during the pandemic, they have been going out there serenading individuals, family members, doing things online. But here's was a chance to see them live at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes, where they played El Rey, a 1971 song by Jose Alfredo Jimenez, one of his best-known songs, and it reached #1 in Mexico in 1974. It's been recorded by several artists, including Vicente Fernandez, of course, and sung by many Mexican and Mexican-American men on their birthdays and other festive occasions. So here we have Mariachi Lindas Mexicanas, joined by El Lindo Mexicano for this rendition of El Rey.
Yo sé bien que estoy afuera, pero el día que yo me muera, sé que tendrás que llorar. Y llorar, y llorar. Que no me quisiste, pero vas a estar muy triste y así te vas a quedar. Con dinero y sin dinero, yo hago siempre lo que quiero y mi palabra es la ley. No tengo trono ni reina, ni nadie quien me comprenda, pero sigo siendo el rey. Una piedra en el camino me enseñó que mi destino era rodar y rodar. Y rodar, rodar y rodar. Un día me dijo un arriero que no hay que llegar primero, pero hay que saber llegar. Con dinero y sin dinero, yo hago siempre lo que quiero y mi palabra es la ley. No tengo trono ni reina, ni nadie que me comprenda, pero sigo siendo el rey.
Ahua. That was Mariachi Lindas Mexicanas singing El Rey. And now we have, let's bring on back Erika for a little final words from the education department.
Thank you, Abelardo. What a beautiful voice. On behalf of the Education Department, we want to thank you all for joining and supporting us not only today, but for the last 10 years and hopefully for many more years to come. La Plaza thrives because of you. So thank you to our local communities who help shape our educational programs and initiatives. Your support and the endurance of your stories are what inspires our work. And without your support, our success over the span of these 10 years would not have been possible, especially during the COVID pandemic. I want to give a special thank you to the Honorable Gloria Molina for her participation in today's session. Without her vision 10 years ago, La Plaza would not be here. Special thanks to Jimena Martin for guiding our education department from the very beginning. Special thanks to Abelardo, who was our superstar host for today and has helped with marketing throughout the years. And a final special thanks to Mario Hernandez, La Plaza's marketing assistant, for his support in today's series for developing the beautiful throwback video montages. I also would like to remind you all to visit us in person. We've safely reopened, and for more information on how to visit, please visit our website. And before I throw it back to Abelardo for final remarks, our education department would like to dedicate our session today to the memory of Gerard Lewis, who spent 10 years on La Plaza's team, working to ensure the safety and well-being of our entire staff, the premises, visitors, and students. His presence is greatly missed, but his spirit and dedication to upholding La Plaza's mission will remain forever. Now I'm letting Abelardo take the stage once again to share some exciting upcoming events to continue the celebration of our 10-year anniversary. Thank you.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Liz. Erica. Erica, Liz, Armando, Gina, Lisa, thank you all so much. Education team in action here on En Familia con La Plaza. As we said before, you could catch this workshop and there are other fabulous workshops that they've produced over the past few months on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page as well. Just one final video here before we leave, just to show you the beautiful ambiance, the culture, the passion, the talent that is shared here on the 5 family days that we have here at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes since the very beginning of our history, and that we hope we'll be able to bring back in the very near future. So please enjoy one final video. Incredible. What a variety of expressions of our culture that which we share with you on our family days here at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes. I'd like to thank, of course, our education team, our board of directors, other staff members, financial supporters, members, people who have purchased their membership at La Plaza, who've made these possible. But today's celebration was made possible in part by a grant from the City of Los Angeles Department of Cultural Affairs. Thank you so much for that. That ends this program, but before we go, I just want to share the great news with you that as LA has moved into these less restrictive COVID-19 tiers, we've reopened to the public this past Thursday, April 15th at 50% capacity, just in time for this year-long celebration of our 10 years. We're opening Thursdays through Sundays, 12 noon to 4. You need to make reservations online at lapca.org for timed entry. We'll require guests to wear face masks, undergo online health screenings. We'll check your temperature. You'll follow a one-way path through the galleries, marked with social distancing signage and guided by gallery attendants. Also, we disinfect between these two time periods. So make your reservation, lapca.org. Get here soon. Other things that are taking place during this, our 10-year anniversary, of course, the ability to see the exhibitions that you have that have been either not seen or were just opened when we were compelled to close the museum because of the pandemic. This year, we're completing and opening La Plaza Cocina, a multidisciplinary venue dedicated to celebrating and educating visitors on our cultural culinary history. We'll be creating and installing Árbol de la Vida, an altar installation by master altar makers Ofelia Esparza and daughter Rosana Esparza. We'll be opening Patriotism in Conflict, Fighting for Country and Comunidad, an exhibition marking the 51 years since the National Chicano Moratorium, recounting the momentum and critical events that led to one of the most influential demonstrations in Chicana history. We'll be creating site-specific murals, including a large-scale commissioned mural overlooking La Plaza Historic Paseo Walkway. We're having a 10-year anniversary gala scheduled for September, honoring the founding board members, staff of La Plaza. We're reopening La Plaza Tienda very soon, which is our online gift store. And then finally, we're scheduling public programs beginning in July 2021, including the screening of documentaries. We'll have some music, relaunching our popular salsa series, and many, many more things, guided, of course, by current COVID-19 protocols. So with that, thank you so much for joining us on En Familia con La Plaza's special 10-year anniversary celebration. So we'll just end with this little last video just to thank all of you. So goodbye, adios, y nos vemos en la próxima. Another online live event, I'm sure, for En Familia, but also catch En Casa con La Plaza every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Zoom and on Facebook, and shared on YouTube as well. Buenas tardes a todos.